Day 4 of the Barcelona tests witnessed one of the most anticipated moments in 2026 Formula One history. The Adrian Newey-designed Aston Martin AMR26 finally emerged from the garage. While the rest of the paddock had been collecting data for 3 days, why Aston Martin waited until Day 4 remained a mystery. But the moment that car, adorned with the perfect harmony of green and black, hit the track, everyone understood why Newey had entered a design trance. Unlike its rivals, the AMR26 is an engineering monument that rejects every conventional design philosophy, pushing aerodynamic boundaries with every single vein. As the F1 Perspective team, we share the paddock's deepest technical secrets and Newey's complex design codes with you in a pure language, free from gossip. If you want to witness Fernando Alonso's championship dream, 20 years in the making, with this green beast and be part of Formula One's true technical world, subscribe now and turn on notifications. Our strategy desk is ready. We are exposing the secret engineering details of the AMR26 that struck fear into the paddock in Barcelona. Aston Martin's 3-day delay in arriving in Barcelona left the paddock wondering, is there a problem? But the truth lies in Adrian Newey's famous obsession with perfection. According to leaked reports, Newey refused to let the car hit the track until millimetric inconsistencies between simulator data and wind tunnel results were resolved. Newey spent 24-hour shifts in Silverstone with his team to give final approval to the active aerodynamic package, the biggest unknown of 2026. This delay was a strategic move to turn the Barcelona tests into a session for gathering verified data, rather than just a simple shakedown. Adrian Newey aimed for the car to not only be fast but also to move aerodynamically as a single entity with the Honda power unit. The first laps by Lance Stroll on Day 4 in Barcelona revealed a radical body architecture that proved every second of the wait was worth it. While rivals tested with basic A-spec packages, Aston Martin hit the track with the most advanced aero package in the paddock. The most radical detail noticed at first glance of the AMR26 is the Periscope-style air inlets, chosen over the letterbox-style inlets used by the rest of the paddock. Newey designed the Sidepod inlets as upward-facing funnels with a wide tray positioned beneath, managing to direct airflow into the cooling ducts at the most efficient angle. This design allows the sidepods to be incredibly narrow, maximizing airflow to the rear. The car's nose presents a much wider and lower profile than its rivals, offering a seagull-like appearance. This low-profile nose delivers air from the front wing more smoothly to the suspension geometry. The massive forward-positioned cooling louvers on the engine cover are designed to dissipate the Honda power unit's thermal loads without disrupting rear-wing aerodynamics. Newey blended Ferrari's triangular air intake philosophy with his own interpretation, creating the paddock's most compact and aggressive packaging. The AMR26 is the signature of an aerodynamic genius who controls the air's journey over the car at every millimeter. Adrian Newey's greatest touch on the AMR26 lies in the suspension system, the car's mechanical heart. The pushrod suspension geometry, personally designed by Newey for both front and rear, is a masterpiece developed to maintain chassis balance during the heavy battery loads and active aero transitions of 2026. Barcelona leaks revealed how the front wishbones are positioned at an extreme angle, functioning as aerodynamic vanes. This design delivers the upwash airflow from the front wing directly to the floor inlets without causing turbulence. It appears Newey took his suspension genius from the 2022 Red Bull even further here. The AMR26 remains much more stable under braking than its rivals, preserving downforce. Furthermore, the step structure on the front wing end plates is optimized to manage tire wake in a controlled manner rather than just pushing it out. This extreme balance of suspension and mechanical grip will allow Fernando Alonso to choose more aggressive lines in Barcelona's technical corners than his rivals. Newey merged mechanics and aerodynamics at such a point that the AMR26 looks as if it's traveling on rails on track. A surprise technical leak on Day 4 in Barcelona also came from the Alpine garage. The team under David Sanchez's technical leadership developed an active rear-wing solution that is the exact opposite of the rest of the paddock. While every other team tries to reduce drag by lifting the leading edge of the rear wing, the Alpine A526's actuator lowers the trailing edge of the wing to minimize air resistance. This reverse solution not only reduces aerodynamic drag more radically, but also ensures much faster airflow reattachment to the wing surface when the flaps close down force mode. This brilliant move by Alpine could gain them an extra 3 to 5 km/h on straights compared to rivals. Against Mercedes' complex front wing linkages, Alpine's clean engineering on the rear wing is the strongest evidence that David Sanchez could give the big teams a run for their money in 2026. Looking as stable as the Mercedes W17 and Ferrari SF26 on the Barcelona asphalt, Alpine was one of the secret winners of Day 4. Such active aero innovations prove that the 2026 season will be not just an engine war, but a war of software and actuator speed. As the Barcelona tests conclude, the Mercedes W17 remains at the top as the paddock's undisputed benchmark. With over 180 laps completed between George Russell and Kimi Antonelli and ending the week with a 1:16.445 lap time, Mercedes seems to have already put seconds between itself and its rivals in both reliability and raw speed. While rivals grapple with engine leaks and illegal power allegations, Mercedes showed they are ready to bring back the 2014 dominance simply by lapping everyone. Meanwhile, for Williams, who completely missed the Barcelona tests, promising statements came from James Vowles. Vowles confirmed that the delay in Barcelona stemmed from some calculation errors, but that they would reach the Bahrain tests at full capacity with the power of the Mercedes unit. Although Barcelona was a big loss for Williams, the rock-solid reliability shown by the Mercedes engine is the light at the end of the tunnel for the Grove-based squad. The fact that Mercedes-powered teams Mercedes, McLaren and Alpine were the ones with the most laps and the most stable appearance in Barcelona is the clearest sign that Brixworth power will dominate the grid in the first half of 2026. On the final day in Barcelona, all eyes were on Fernando Alonso, the Spanish driver's brief interview saying excitement before this historic drive at his home track symbolized his confidence in the AMR26's potential. However, when Lance Stroll stopped on track with the AMR26 in the final hours of day 4, causing a red flag, the paddock fell silent for a moment. While many asked engine again, initial reports suggest it wasn't a serious barbecue engine fire, but merely a minor sensor or system fault. Newey's radical design may bring such teething pains, however, the harmony between the chassis and the power unit Honda, completely redesigned for 2026, appeared quite positive in the initial laps. Alonso's words, "We must temper expectations, but I'm eager to start working," show how cautious yet determined Aston Martin is on the path to the 2026 title. The AMR26, with its shocking aero silhouette in its first laps, proved it is 2026's biggest dark horse. If Newey's Green Beast can solve its reliability issues before Melbourne, Fernando Alonso's 20-year wait could end in victory. As this 4-day secret marathon in Barcelona concludes, we have seen that the 2026 Formula One world is a true chessboard. Mercedes' overwhelming reliability, Ferrari's metronomic discipline, and finally, the radical engineering lesson Adrian Newey presented with the AMR26 are the key pieces that will determine the season's fate. Aston Martin's delayed but shocking entry on day 4 sent a single message to the paddock: the championship is won, not just with engine power, but with the genius who manages the air best. While the advantage of Mercedes-powered teams is clear, the radical fingerprints of the Newey-Honda partnership on the AMR26 will be enough to keep rivals awake until the Bahrain tests. For the strategy desk, the data is clear. The 2026 revolution is not just a rule change, it's an engineering war, and all the cards haven't been played yet. Do you think Adrian Newey's Green Beast can stop Mercedes' 2014-style dominance? Can Fernando Alonso achieve his third championship at 44? Let's discuss this technical war in the comments. I will examine every piece of data. As the F1 Perspective team, we will continue to be in the deepest parts of the paddock. See you in our next technical analysis. I wish you safe exits from the pit.